In terms of learning at work, the big change we've seen over the past decade has been a move from the centre to the periphery. So it's no longer the centre determining everything, pushing out courses. Increasingly, people themselves are choosing what to learn. But that doesn't mean it all can be learnt or should be learnt that way. Sometimes there are things which are core to the business, and the centre must play a role in that. Lieutenant Commander Paul Pine of the Royal Navy once said to me, "Don, when our guys go into battle, I don't want them having found out how to fire their guns from Wikipedia. They've got to have gone through the full course to have learnt it." That's true in every organisation. The big change that technology has brought in over the last 10 years has been the increasing ability of individuals to create their own content, so user-generated content, and then to share it. So it's the creation, the self-publishing, and the ability to spread that around between people, generating fantastic volumes of great content, but of course also sometimes perpetuating myths and poor practice. And I think in that we see a changing emphasis for what the centre must do. No longer be the core provider of information, but should have a role in determining the quality of content. I think over the past 10 years, if we look honestly at it, what should have changed and hasn't is the ability of the learning and development professional to engage with the organisation beyond a transactional level. What I mean by that is we're too busy still answering questions about, yes, I'll get that material, I'll make a course of it, or yes, you want a course, I'll put it on. Not saying why. For me, that's the key question any learning and development professional should be asking. What performance gap are you trying to fix here? And if you don't have an answer to that question, then maybe you shouldn't be involved. Training, learning might not be the answer. I think there are probably two reasons why we haven't made this shift in the past 10 years. And the first one, I think everyone in L&D will recognise, is we're all very busy. There haven't been mass layoffs of training departments in the past, well, in this recession, unlike the past. But we have seen plenty of individuals lose jobs, and there's a greater demand on training departments. The result is everyone's now doing not just their own job, but at least half of somebody else's. People simply haven't got the time to expand what they're doing and go strategic. They're too busy often just getting the stuff out the door. But if I'm brutal, there is another reason as well. Very often, those of us in learning and development really enjoy the delivery side. We're comfortable with producing great e-learning, with delivering great courses. We don't feel so comfortable about going strategic. Classic example of this, I was doing a webinar with Laura Overton of Towards Maturity. She was talking about a fantastic data-driven method for saying, here's how you engage your organisation to make sure your learning technology is used strategically. And there's a lot of chat going on in the right-hand side. Great, I think. I have a look at the chat window, and it's not about strategy. The question everyone's debating is, what tool should I be using to generate my next e-learning course? We're all a little bit too comfortable doing what we've always done. Which learning technologies have had the greatest impact in the past 10 years? It's not a learning technology, it's just a technology. And I think that's important, because what's happened is we've had the internet. I know, it's part of our lives now. You look back 10 years, it was in its infancy. Nobody could predict what it's doing now, but it's transformed the delivery of learning materials and the way people learn. Because what's also happened over that period is this shift from brochureware, where you go and you read or things are published, to interactivity, Web 2.0, where people are part of the discussion. And that's mirrored and precipitated a change in the way learning takes place in an organisation. It's no longer enough for people to sit and absorb, they have to be part of the conversation.